hoopers. Today I am going to teach you guys a intermediate tracing linear isolation, which looks like this. And to do this, I am using a 26-inch 5/8 polypro hoop available from my website. You can get the link down below. I recommend a smaller hoop for this just because you have to make sure that your hands can kind of reach both sides, and sometimes it's more difficult to trace when you have a larger hoop. When you're tracing, you're using one hand to control the hoop and one hand is tracing the hoop. So, for example, when I do this move, my right hand is the one that's controlling the hoop. Okay? So my left hand is just going to be kind of tracing along the hoop and doing basically the opposite of what my right hand is. So in order to do this move, you're going to need to know how to do an extended linear isolation, and you can watch my tutorial for that. And then we're going to work on bringing that left hand in to trace. So I'm going to start with my right hand at 6 o'clock on the hoop, and I'm going to, my palm is facing down on my right hand. My left hand, my palm's going to face towards me, my palm is on the hoop. So I'm going to start both hands like this. My hands are going to separate as I push the hoop out to the side, okay? So my right hand is coming across my body. My left hand is just kind of loose. You can make a circle with your hand or just kind of cup your hand around. My palm is facing me, so my palm's touching the hoop. Okay, now as I pull the hoop back, my left hand, which is the tracing hand, is just going to slide over the controlling hand, okay? So I bring it up, you see that my hands are separating here. So when the hoop is directly in front of you, your controlling hand is going to be at the top. So my right hand is at the top, my palm's up, my left hand is at the bottom, palm down. So you have your hands at the top and the bottom, 12 and 6 o'clock when the hoop is in front of you. I'm going to rotate my grip on the controlling hand. Then I'm going to push the hoop out to the side, and you'll see that as I bring the hoop out, my hands are coming together, okay? So from here, my right arm is fully extended, thumb up, left hand, my palm is still facing towards me and touching the hoop. So now here's where the switch happens. My tracing hand is just going to come over top, just like that. Grip still the same way, palm still touching the hoop. I'm just going to go from under to over, okay? Now we're going to come back to center, okay? Remember, it's center at 12 and 6. My controlling hand is on the bottom of the hoop, okay? And you have to fake do the grip switch with your tracing hand, okay? Then you're going to push your hands together. Remember, the tracing hand just slides right over top. Pull it to the center. We're at 12 and 6. Rotate the top grip. So every time the hoop's in front of you, you're going to rotate whatever hand's on top, whether it's controlling the hoop or not, okay? Now we're going to push out to the right. We bring our hands together. Remember, left hand or your tracing hand has to just kind of closely come right over this one. And come to the center. Again, remember, I'm fake switching my grip at the top with my tracing hand. Controlling hands at the bottom. Push it out and together. So every time that you have your arm extended, your hands are going to cross, okay? You're switching here. Every time the hoop is in the center, you have one hand on top and one hand on bottom. So fake it. That's the real grip switch. So going to the right, your controlling hand's going to be on the top, and going to the left, your controlling hand is on the bottom. So I kind of make it a point to have that grip switch occur right in front. All right, so this is much easier to practice when you can look in the mirror. If your tracing hand is confusing you, you don't even have to touch the hoop at all. Just kind of work on getting that separate and together thing going. Then maybe just, you know, touch the hoop lightly and then work your way into actually having like your grip more on the hoop and like really wrapping your fingers all the way around it. All right, and then once you become more comfortable with this, you can experiment with different directions. You can do this like kind of on the diagonal. So experiment with different directions and see what you like best and how you can incorporate it into your flow. So I hope you enjoyed that little tracing lesson. If you did enjoy that and you live in the Richmond, Virginia area, definitely check out my class I'm teaching with Megan Wilmot. We will be teaching all different kinds of tracing isolations, tracing leaves, and things like that, fun stuff like this. So check that out. There will be a link in the comments, and hope you guys have a great week and enjoy.